These are my Betty Page bangs. This is excessive. And this is Jess Paul. So in our last video, we completed an episode of Selfism, which is my series on beauty, makeup, fashion. And then at the end of the episode, our wheel actually landed on an offshoot of that subject, which is pinup and vintage. I made this a separate category because I actually have a lot to do with that very specific subset in different forms of my life, like when I'm selling my donuts, when I'm kind of cosplaying a different era, if you will. And I also know that the vintage community is huge on here, even separately from the beauty community, and I really wanted to explore those subjects. So today, I will be showing off my very small collection on vintage reproduction items that I found specifically on the website eBay. Now, I have been shopping eBay for years. To my detriment. What somebody will find out very quickly from eBay is that it's an international website. They sell from all over the world. This is both used and new items. But one thing very special about eBay is that it's a hub for Asian sellers selling to America. That means that prices can be incredibly low, but the sources are sometimes very questionable. Like, you can get sets of underwear for $5. You can get electronics for mere cents. And the quality of what you buy is usually a huge gamble. Hey guys, I thought that I'd actually explain the difference between the Asian versus the US market, so that you actually have an idea of why it's such a gamble. So first of all, our currencies differ a lot as far as value goes. So that's why Asian production manufacturers are able to sell at such low prices, low USD, and are still able to turn a profit. At the same time, they don't necessarily have all of the same regulations and standards that we have when we are manufacturing something in North America. So that's why when you are buying from a place like eBay, it's a huge gamble whether you're getting the same thing that you see in the picture, whether the quality is the same, just because of those two things. So today I'm going to show you what I found when I typed in the search words pinup top, pinup shirt, pinup clothing. What I was specifically looking for, as opposed to dresses, were pinup tops that I could wear with leggings, kind of everyday wear, so it's more subtle than a full-blown, like, A-line dress. So the first item I'm going to show is this kind of pinup top. This has elastic sleeves. It's a pretty straightforward cut, but it's a little bit ruched at the bust so that it has that very overtly feminine quality to it. Now, what I could say about this shirt is that it's probably the most low quality piece of clothing I've ever bought, ever. I know you can't feel it, but this material is literally like paper. Like, you'd find something similar on maybe a really cheap Halloween costume. It's not comfortable, it's not soft, it's very stiff as far as material goes, and it's ugly. And you can see by the inside, like, this print does not go all the way through. So to clarify, instead of having the red and white polka dots in the knit of the fabric, in the thread of the fabric, it's actually just a piece of cheap muslin that they stamped the polka dot and the red print on top of. Yeah. This shirt came from an eBay store called Infinite Online, but the tag, as we'll look at on all of the clothing, says Zaffle. So this is coming from kind of a fast fashion brand that is known for having cheap both in cost and in final product material quality. The tags are still on this because I've never actually worn it out, because it literally isn't clothing. This came in a range of colors. And of course, I'm very partial to red polka dot things, which is another very classic print when we're talking about the exaggerated sense of the pinup era, and I couldn't be more disappointed. So the next thing I bought was this dusty rose colored kind of tank top. Now, this came from a store called labomb.net, and it was specific for selling vintage reproduction kind of clothing. And if we're talking about material, this material is so lovely. It's really soft, it's really silky, it's very flowy and fluttery, as you see, except when you do look at some of the details of the stitching here. As soon as I got this, I realized that, if I can position this, these seams were literally coming apart. I wore this once and meant to sew it up so that I could wear it again, but I literally saved it to show you on this video. I've been meaning to make this video for a long time. The brand is called Sabora, which I've never seen before, but again, you kind of have this really bad stitching, really lazy construction when it comes to this. I would wear this again, but I would probably have to reinforce a lot of the seams everywhere, which I wouldn't want to do if I'm buying something, I'm purchasing something, because it's not really my job. As I'm editing this, I'm remembering a story about this fabulous shirt that I'm wearing in this video. I love this shirt, okay? This shirt is really bright, as if you can't tell. And at one time, I wore it to the office downtown, and after work, I went to Rite Aid, and I was, you know, looking at the shelves, I was looking at products, and a man turned the corner, and he went, "Ugh!" And I was like, what? Like, he was literally, he had reacted to me. He, like, got scared. And I'm like, what? And he goes, that shirt, that's really bright. I love that reaction. And as you see, like, I'm wearing a very bright lipstick. This lipstick on any given day is, like, a beacon in the room. But even compared to that, this shirt, it's kind of tame. And the last thing that I would like to talk about is not explicitly a vintage kind of top, but I was looking for kind of sweetheart necklines, mesh, so not very obviously the pinup vintage look, but because we're talking about these polka dots, these feminine styles, it kind of fit with the theme that I was going for when I was searching. Now, like I said about eBay, you can find both new stuff, whether the quality is great or not, and you can find used stuff from even really great brands. This is a quality item. The brand is called Maurice's, which there are so many clothing companies in this world that I haven't ever heard from this one, but it does actually seem that it's of good quality. It's triple lined, it's got this mesh over a bodysuit, which could be a full quality bodysuit by itself. And as far as longevity goes, I am not worried about this one sticking around with me for quite a while. This shirt in particular, one time I posted a selfie set on my Instagram because I literally had run out of any new outfits to post. So I went deep into the archives of my pictures from my phone and I just found the most random outfit that I took a picture of. I don't even remember taking pictures of this outfit when I had found it. And I was like, this doesn't look the greatest to me, but I'll post it anyways. It ended up becoming one of the most liked pictures on my Instagram of last year. No makeup, weirdly matching outfit. I'd question your guys' tastes if I didn't put this outfit together myself. But regardless, I appreciate everybody who enjoys my Instagram. So, thanks. But like I said earlier in this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about fast fashion and kind of some of the consequences that come with it. So I only recently started to learn and become aware about the world of fast fashion. Fast fashion is defined when a company very quickly and cheaply releases designs multiple times a season to their consumers. Brands like Zara, H&M, Forever 21, Fashion Nova, Charlotte Russe, Rue 21, just to name a few, are labeled as these kind of stores that sell you really cheap, trendy clothing that is not really made to last and made to go out the door as quickly as possible. And when you watch some of these fantastically entertaining, believe me, they are some of my favorite shows, more likely because of the people that actually do them. When these girls get their fast fashion in the mail, it's almost a gamble, and it's almost the mystery of, is this going to be worth any quality at all? Can we wear this? Is it going to look like the picture like it promised? Like I alluded to, I'm just discovering the idea of fast fashion, which brands do it, what the consequences are. I'm still discovering. I'm going to put a couple videos below to kind of open your senses just to be aware of the way that the clothing industry has been developing over the past few decades, so that you can make some decisions for yourself. So what I wanted to demonstrate with some of my examples of fast fashion pinup reproductions is that even if you don't care about some of the environmental waste aspects or the illegal / immoral labor practices, just at least know that they're garbage. They are clothes that are specifically made to be cheap and to not last very long so that you'll throw out your clothes pretty quickly and buy some new ones. As I'm going to demonstrate in my next bonus video for the week, which you'll see in a couple days, I find some of my favorite stuff at consignment shops, even things like Goodwill. You have to search literally every single piece of the rack, but when you find something you love and you can actually hold in your hands, you can see in person, you don't have to be looking at this picture online that's hugely possibly photoshopped or not even the piece of clothing itself, then you can much more easily disseminate what's good quality and what's not. Now it's time to spin the wheel! Oh, by the way, if you did not watch my last week's video, Makeup Bag Declutter Hangover Edition, you're missing out. I understand not everybody loves these makeup selfism videos because, you know, if you're not a feminine person, like, why would you care? But that one was definitely more on the comedy side of my videos. I didn't even put it on, like, it was genuinely what was going on that day. But it was really funny. I hope you enjoy it. If you didn't watch it, watch it. If you did watch it again. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it even if I made it. We got another audience choice. This was actually the first part that we ever landed on, but I would love to see what you guys say again. So again, I'm going to hold up the wheel for you guys so that you can see every single thing that's on here. I really do love audience choice because I really get to understand what you guys are liking, what you want to see in the future. We have only gone through about, I want to say like just half of these, if that. I'm just remembering now that I said that I wanted to put a new category on the wheel and forgot to print it out. So we'll hopefully do that next week. I'll hopefully remember to do that before we spin the wheel again. You guys can be in suspense. Thanks for joining me again this week. If you are interested in pinup vintage fashion, or if you're not, I enjoy that you guys are here anyways, and I hope that you enjoy the videos too. I hope that you have a great week, and I will see you in a couple days. Bye.